My supermarket connects to another world premise. After graduating from university, while classmates either grind away at big companies or gear up for civil service exams, John Lee chooses neither. Instead, he returns to his hometown to take over his parents' supermarket, aiming to be an ordinary small-time shopkeeper. On the first day of business, an adventurer from another world visits the supermarket, makes a purchase, and leaves behind a few shiny pure gold coins. John Lee, an unexpected path unfolds before him, and so, instant snacks and hot pot business take the continent by storm. Noble ladies splurge on skincare and cosmetics. A white-robed priest holds a battery, proclaiming it a divine miracle. Dragons and demon kings brawl over limited edition products, shuttling between two worlds. John Lee, not a tycoon and grand mage, declares at the start, "I really just wanted to run a supermarket." Content tags otherworldly continent, time travel, farming, feel good, business management, lighthearted. Protagonist, John Lee. One-line summary. Conquering another world starts with instant noodles. Theme: run an honest business. Grow big and strong. After graduating, John Lee, unwilling to slog like his peers, returns home to inherit his parents' supermarket, planning to be an remarkable shopkeeper. But on opening day, a golden opportunity strikes. He gains the ability to travel between two worlds, selling modern goods in the other world and bringing magical potions to the modern one. He runs his supermarket, learns magic, makes friends, and takes on mentors. Before he knows it, he has a wealthy tycoon and a grand mage. This story is light and witty, with smooth prose and humorous clashes between modern and otherworldly cultures. Engaging and fun, the plot captivates and is well worth the read. Chapter E. Graduation season came and went in a rush. The once lively dormitory building, filled with noise and chatter, was now half empty. At the entrance, people dragged their suitcases, leaving one by one. John Lee's dorm was no exception. His roommates had either landed jobs and moved into rented apartments or, being locals, returned home early. He was the last to leave, his hometown the farthest away. Unhurried, he packed his final belongings, cleaned the room, and picked up the potted plant he'd cared for over 4 years. With his suitcase in tow, he left. The rideshare dropped John Lee at the train station. He found a safe spot for his plant, plugged in his earphones, and leaned back to rest. Plane tickets were too expensive, so he bought a high-speed rail ticket for a 6 to 7 hour journey, followed by another transfer. The whole day was spent traveling, his phone buzzed incessantly with notifications. Unable to ignore it, John Lee checked and saw the dorm group chat had exploded with 99 messages, including a string of mentions. He typed slowly on my way home. His group was already buzzing, and his message instantly shifted the focus to him. At John Lee, "Are you really going back to your hometown? Stay here and hang with me and boss. The city has so many job opportunities, even if campus recruitment is over. With your resume, finding a good job wouldn't be hard. You really aren't submitting a single application." At John Lee, "Why not join me and prep for the civil service exam?" Messages poured in, each one brimming with concern for John Lee's future. Over 4 years of university, the 6 dorm mates had grown close. As graduation loomed, their peers either slaved away at big companies or studied for exams. The other 5 roommates had secured their paths. But John Lee, despite stellar grades and a slew of awards, had turned down several offers. Now, he was planning to return to his less developed hometown to live like a salted fish. As the youngest, John Lee had always been looked after by his roommates. Now, They were more worried about his future than he was. Before he could respond, a private message popped up. It was Lin Xingrui, a trust fund kid among his roommates. Lin Xingrui, Zhangli. You sure about this? Zhangli, yup. Lin Xingrui, alright. If you ever need help, don't hesitate to tell me, no need to be shy. Wang spread in Zhangli's chest. Lin Xingrui, by the way, what are you gonna do back home? Got plans. Touched. Zhangli replied, I am gonna take over the family business. Lin Xingrui. 6 dots of speechless ellipses came back, unsure if he believed it. Zhangli chuckled, pocketed his phone, and resumed resting. By the time he reached home, night had fallen, stars blanketing the sky. The house was pitch black. Zhangli fumbled for his keys and unlocked the door. The place, uninhabited for half a year, was coated in dust. A passing car's headlights briefly illuminated the furniture draped in dust cloths. Following memory, he found the wall switch. With a click, the overhead bulb flickered, buzzed, and popped, plunging the room into darkness. He flipped the switch a few more times, but the bulb stayed dead. Resigned, he turned on his phone as flashlight for light. Fortunately, aside from the entryway bulb, the other rooms' lights worked fine, and water and electricity were still connected. With some time left, he tidied his room. The long unused pipes spat out yellow water before running clear. Exhausted from the day's travel, he did a quick clean-up and collapsed into bed. The next morning, Zhangli retrieved his mailed luggage and began cleaning the entire house. He swept through the rooms, replaced the burnt-out bulb, and headed downstairs to wipe down the shelves. Zhangli hadn't been joking, he really did have a family business to inherit, though it wasn't exactly grand. His home was a 3-story building. The upper 2 floors were living spaces, while the ground floor housed a modest supermarket. Was run by his parents alone. The business wasn't booming, but their hard work had raised Zhangli comfortably. Growing up, he never lacked snacks, the envy of countless kids. 2 years ago, Zhangli landed an internship and decided not to return home for the Lunar New Year. His parents, thrilled about the opportunity, gave him endless advice over the phone, but before the holiday arrived, he received news of their deaths. With him away, they declosed the supermarket early, packed a ton of homemade food, and set off to join him in the city. A car accident on the way claimed their lives before they reached the hospital. The supermarket was their legacy. Still in school, Zhangli could only clear out the remaining inventory, leaving empty shelves behind. Over time, some wanted to rent the space for restaurants or car washes, but he refused. As graduation approached, classmates either worked grueling jobs, passed exams, or started businesses. Zhangli wanted none of that. After much thought, he kept returning to memories of sitting behind the counter as a kid, watching customers come and go. So, he came back to take over the supermarket and live as an ordinary shopkeeper. He wiped down the shelves, cleaned the ground floor, and snapped a photo of the empty supermarket, sending it to the dorm group. The picture blew up the chat. Lin Xingrui had already spilled the beans about the family business, and now, seeing the photo, everyone chimed in, not bad, Boss John. Don't forget us when you reach. Whoa, this is my childhood dream, running a little shop. This isn't just a shop, it has way bigger than I imagined. Didn't see that coming? Old 6-year real secret trust fund kid, Zhangli, COLDNJPG. Over the next few days, Zhangli secured all the necessary permits, hired workers to renovate the supermarket, and used his parents' old contact book to reach out to their supplier. The supplier, surnamed Gao, had worked with Jomli as parents for years and was practically family. Hearing Jomli was reopening the supermarket, Uncle Go was both happy and wistful. Business was decent years ago, but since those big supermarkets popped up, small ones like this haven't done as well. When your parents were still around, they said they'd close the shop and join you wherever you settled after graduation. Uncle Gao trailed off, then asked with concern, why not stay in a city? Why come back to this small town? Jomli's hometown was a third or fourth-tier city, far less developed than a city, with fewer job opportunities. Young people always left. A top university graduate like Jomli returning here seemed like a waste. It is nice here, Jomli said, and we always wanted to come back. Uncle Gao chuckled. Fair enough, it has got clear mountains and rivers, and tourists flock here during holidays. Still, small supermarkets relied on local neighbors, mostly middle-aged or elderly, with a smaller population than big cities. Competing with well-stocked chain stores wasn't easy. Standing at the entrance, Uncle Gao peered through the spotless glass. The renovated supermarket gleamed by the walls, bright lights, neatly arranged shelves, and distinct sections. New freezers stood ready for ice cream and frozen foods. Compared to the decades-old shop of the past, it was a complete transformation. Even the sign was new, though the name remained Good Plenty Supermarket. Young people had their own ideas, so Uncle Gao didn't press. He helped move crates of goods into the storage room. After the last box was unloaded, Jomli handed him a bottle of water. Uncle Gao took it, saying heartily, when your shop opens in a few days, I'll sell you a big flower basket. Jomli grinned. Thanks, Uncle Gao. No need to thank me. Your parents and I go way back. I even held you when you were a baby. Busy. Uncle Gao didn't linger. After unloading, he left, though not without pity for Jomli. Alone, rolling down his car window, he shouted, call me if you need anything. Don't tough it out on your own. Got it? Drive safe. Watching the truck disappear, Jomli returned inside. He unpacked the crates, arranging goods neatly on the shelves. Running the supermarket solo, he worked slowly but methodically. The opening date was set for an auspicious day. Hustling, Jomli finished all preparations just in time. The day before the grand opening, Jomli moved the table and a chair to the rooftop terrace. The third floor was an attic with a spacious terrace. In this small city, free of smoke, the summer night sky sparkled with stars. Away from the city center, no skyscrapers blocked the view. Sitting there, the deep blue sky stretched endlessly. As a kid, Jomli often did homework here. A cool summer breeze brushed past, carrying the day's lingering heat. A dim bulb hung from the eaves, attracting a few fluttering moths. Tomorrow was the big day. The decision felt impulsive. Jomli had thrown himself into it. But now, on the eve of opening, nerves crept in. He thought about texting someone to ease the tension. Lighting up his phone, he saw the dorm group complaining about a new boss, with others offering comfort. After a moment, he decided not to join in. Crickets chirped, and the cat meowed somewhere. Persistent, streets and free-roaming cats were common here. Lately, Jomli had often seen a big orange tabby lounging by the supermarket, sunning its belly. The meowing continued, and worried the cat might be trapped. He turned on his flashlight to investigate. As he stood, a streak of light flashed across the sky, a meteor. Jomli looked up instinctively. He thought it was a trick of the eye, but there it was, a meteor streaking through the night, trailing a long tail. From a distance back in the deep blue, it grew closer, hurtling straight toward him. Wait, toward where? Jomli's eyes widened as the meteor closed in. transforming from a starry dot into a blazing fireball, carrying something, roaring toward him with unstoppable force. John Lee, fuck.